Broadcasting live from the Riddicks via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network as we welcome you to the final week of GNASH hockey action in the calendar year of 2023. Tonight we are featuring one of the two realistic GNASH Cup contenders, Montgomery Bell, as they take on Summit Page, who are looking for what would be a signature win since joining Tier 1 in the midseason. Of course, they beat Mount Juliet a couple of weeks ago, but beating MBA would be a huge, huge victory for the Spartans. But they're going to have to try and get past Hunter Wieck, just like everyone else has to try and get past Hunter Wieck in this league. The unsolvable puzzle that is NBA's starting goaltender. As we begin, well, we're starting to make a turn into the home stretch in the regular season. After this week, we'll only have 22 games left in the entirety of the regular season. As we're starting to wind down, folks. We're getting there. I mean, we only started the season 10 weeks ago. Yeah, 10 weeks ago. This is week 10. This is week 10. We started September 25th. We're already down to, well, we've got one game in the books tonight. That means we have 27 games left to complete in the regular season. No, not 27. We have 32 left to complete. At the end of tonight, we'll have 27 left to play, and then at the end of Wednesday, we'll have 22. All right, let's jump into pregame mode, which is going over the results of last week because we already have one final score from tonight. First, going over the scores from last week, Brentwood beat Independence Ravenwood. These are from last Monday. Brentwood beat Independence Ravenwood 6-1. Centennial beat USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture 5-2. Franklin beat Ravenwood 7-2. Rutherford Rampage beat Hendersonville Beach Gallatin 4-0. Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill beat Ensworth Nolensville Lipscomb 6-2. Pope Prep MLK GCA beat Summit Page 4-2. On Wednesday, Father Ryan beat Ravenwood 6-2. Station Camp Liberty Creek beat USN 6-4. MBA and Franklin finished in a 2-2 tie. Tennessee Outlaws beat Independence Ravenwood 7-3. Rutherford Rampage beat Centennial 4-2. And first game of the night in the books, USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture beating Independence Ravenwood 7-1. So here are the standings through that USN Indy game. First up, Tier 1 in the second half. Franklin leading with 2 wins and a tie. Father Ryan second at 2-1-0. Mount Juliet, Wilson Central, Green Hill, and Ensworth, Bolton, Nolensville, Lipscomb, both 1-1-1. MBA in fourth with 3 ties. Summit, Page, and Pope both at 1-1. Actually, Pope should be above Summit because they beat them. And Ravenwood at the bottom of Tier 1 at 0-3. On to Tier 2. Rutherford Rampage leading there at 3-0. Centennial second at 3-1. Centennial, by the way, are done with their pre-Christmas slate. So we won't see them again until January. The Outlaws 2-1. USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture after the win tonight are now 2-3. Brentwood and Hendersonville both at 1-1. Station Camp Liberty Creek at 1-2. And Independence Ravenwood 2 after the loss tonight are now 0-3. On to the GNASH Cup standings. We still have 4 teams in contention. Let me pull up. All right, so Franklin leading the GNASH Cup standings at 8-0-2, 8 wins and 2 ties. MBA second at 6-0-4, 6 wins and 2 ties. Father Ryan third at 5-5. Pope in fourth at 4-5. Mount Juliet, Wilson Central, Green Hill 3-5-2. Ravenwood 3-7. Mount Juliet and Ravenwood got knocked out of contention last week with Franklin's win over the Raptors. Here's the schedule for this evening. Again, one game already in the books tonight. USN beating Indy 7-1. That game got started at That game got started at 5:15 on the Chris Spring in Bellevue. Game going on right now in Bellevue. I guess past the second. Last update, it was 1-1 between Father Ryan and Mount Juliet. If that game ends tied or if Father Ryan lose, they are officially out of GNASH Cup contention. Going on right now over on Rink B here at Centennial. Pope leading Ravenwood 2-1 early in the second at last check. Coming up in just a few minutes here on Rink A at Centennial, it's Summit Page taking on NBA. 8:25 on the Chris Brink in Bellevue. Hendersonville taking on the Outlaws, and 8:30 over on Rink B here at Centennial. Brentwood taking on Station Camp Liberty Creek. Let's move on and talk about the two teams playing our featured game tonight. First up, Summit Page, coached by Greg Sowers. 1-1 so far in the second half of the regular season. Beat Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill on their first night as a Tier 1 team, November 13th, 11-7, and then lost last Monday 4-2 to Pope. So here are their player stats so far coming into tonight. Hold on, folks. It's being slow. Zach Ellis is the team's leading scorer. He has 19 points from 11 goals and 8 assists. James Gomartin has 18 points from 6 goals and 12 assists. Hunter Haley, 14 points from 8 goals and 6 assists. Aiden Garner, 13 points from 6 goals and 7 assists. Cam White, 8 points from 5 goals and 3 assists. Hudson Halters, 7 points from 4 goals and 3 assists. Cody Lightfoot and Aiden Meyer, each with 6 points from 4 goals and 2 assists. Braden Owen, 5 points from 4 goals and an assist. Sean Scott, 5 points from 3 goals and 2 assists. Jonah Ferguson, 3 points from assists. Elijah Selby and Preston Hart each have 2 points from goals. Colin Breedlove with 2 points from a goal and an assist. Daniel Lawrence, Zach Peterson, Nathan Metzger each have 2 points from assists. On the goalie play, Seth Wagner has played in 4 games. One of those was a start, then ended up being a no decision because he was taken out of the net when Summit were behind, and they ended up winning the game afterward. His record 3-0. He's played just over 133.5 minutes. Goals against average of 4.09. 1 shutout. He's allowed 13 goals on 36 shots. Turned away the other 23. His save percentage in the regular season so far is 64. Brady Tessier has played in 7 games. His record 3-3. He's played just shy of 241 minutes. Goals against average of 4.01. No shutouts. He's allowed 23 goals on 126 shots. Turned away the other 103. His save percentage in the regular season so far is 82. On to NBA, coached by J.P. Dumont. 3 straight ties to open up the second half against Ensworth, Nolensville, Lipscomb, Mount Juliet, Wilson Central, Green Hill, and Franklin last Wednesday. Lee Guy is their leading scorer. He has 16 points from 10 goals and 6 assists. Trace Graham, 14 points from 7 goals and 7 assists. Matthew Moore, 13 points from 8 goals and 5 assists. Duke Dalba, 8 points from a goal and 7 assists. James Lehrman, 6 points from 2 goals and 4 assists. Ethan Moore, 4 points from 2 goals and 2 assists. Edwin Bass, 4 points from assist. Andrew Fretch, not Freck as I have learned, has 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Ethan Sides, 2 points from goals. Michael DeTillo and Graham Rudder, each with 2 points from assists. Abe Lasher and Hunter Musser, each with a point from a goal. And Emmett Castile and Brandon Fremgen, each have a point from an assist. On to goalie play, Hunter Wieck has played in all 10 games. His record 6-0-4. He's played 417 minutes. Goals against average of 2.01. No shutouts. He's allowed 20 goals on 300 shots. Turned away the other 280. His save percentage in the regular season so far is 93. Aiden Becker has appeared in only 1 game. That was the final 3 minutes of the 8-3 win over Father Ryan on October 20th. And it was already decided in NBA's favor by that point. And he turned away both the shots that he faced. And it looks like he's going to get the start tonight because Hunter Wieck is not here. Okay, so Hunter Wieck is on the bench in street clothes. He is scratched for tonight. So Aiden Becker is getting his first start of the season. He's going to play a lot more than 3 minutes tonight. Who's the backup? Aiden Becker. No. Who's wearing number 27 in goal here? Who's wearing number 27 in goal here? Oh, Matt. Okay. Okay, Mac McCrary is the backup for NBA tonight. So if things don't go well for Aiden Becker, Mac McCrary will take over for him as this game is underway. I have to get my rosters out because I'm spending so much time talking to the bench. Here's James Lehrman, left wing side of the Summit zone. Puck knocked away from him. Oh, well. Who's in goal for Summit? I think it's Seth Wagner in goal for Summit. For this first period, Montgomery Bell are moving the puck from my left to right and Summit from my right to left. Sorry, folks, I'm still digging through my folder. I've got the rosters now. Here's Abe Lasher's shot score from the left point. Abe Lasher fires it into the roof of the net from the left point. And it is 1-0 NBA, just 65 seconds into the game. 12:55 left. And the Big Red have a 1-0 lead. Puck in the NBA zone off the draw. It's out on the far side at center now. And Abe Lasher ends up sending it out of play from the far side, trying to get it back in the Summit zone. Draw is going to be on the dot across from the NBA bench at center, right in front of the bleachers. And the puck comes right to the NBA net off the draw. Aiden Becker wanted to cover up, but he ends up swiping it into the corner to his right. Trying to get it out. Aiden Meyer keeps it in and sends it down low. They put that up as a shot on goal. I don't think that was a shot. Here's Daniel Lawrence trying to knife the puck around the kick plate. Sean Scott with it on the right half wall. Scott turning and shooting, and it hit the outside of the net on the left-hand side. Here's Aiden Meyer. Trying to pass it out up top, just held in by Zach Peterson. He flicks it ahead over to the left wing side, and Lawrence, but able to get in front of him and clear was Zach Rankin. Puck trickling back into the Summit zone, picked up by Peterson. NBA making some changes. And Zach Ellis tried to bring it back into the NBA zone, but he lost it right to the blue line. Here's Lee Guy passing over a shot, turned away by Wagner. Emmett Castillo, correction, it was Duke Dalba all alone in the slot, got off a shot, and big save by Wagner to keep Summit down just 1-0. And we got a battle for the puck, and we get a whistle. I think maybe they called offside against NBA because they're dropping the puck outside the Summit zone. 11:07 left in the first. Still 1-0 Big Red. Draw one by the Spartans. Elijah Selby sending it around the wall to the near side. It's out at center. Sent back in by James Lehrman. Puck knocked around the boards to the near side. Puck cleared out, but intercepted and sent back into the Summit zone by Eli Stark, but brought out by the Spartans. Here's Reeve Gable, right wing side of the NBA zone. Tried to cross to the slot and didn't shoot the puck very hard. He ended up losing it. Lee Guy having it knocked off his stick at center by Aiden Garner. Puck back in the NBA zone. Abe Blasher, who has the goal, being pushed around by Aiden Garner, still able to get the puck away. Now here's Emmett Castile at center. Castile into the Summit zone on the left wing side with a shot. That's gloved and held on to by Seth Wagner. 10:01 to go in the first. Still 1-0 NBA. Draws to Wagner's right. It's won by Summit. Puck brought to center. Jonah Ferguson into the NBA zone. Lost it. And Emmett Castile will bring it out. Now it's back in the Summit zone, but picked up and carried out by the Spartans. Carried out specifically by Aiden Garner, but he cannot get around Castile or Abe Lasher. And the puck was cleared out of play by an NBA player. So we'll have another face-off. 9:29 left in the first. Still 1-0. Big Red draw is going to be to the left of Aiden Becker. Hunter Wieck getting the night off. Can't blame him. He's faced well over 100 shots in the last 3 games. Summit won the draw. A shot was blocked. Sean Scott trying to push Zach Rankin away from the puck. It's now behind the net. Picked up by Rankin. Can he try and get it out? No, it's held into the right point and shot past the net by Cam White at the right point. Jonah Ferguson sweeps it to the left wing boards where it's picked up. Trying to clear it out was Matt Moore. It was poked away from Ethan Moore out high by Daniel Lawrence. Now the puck carried out and cleared out by Edwin Bass. And we're going to have a penalty coming up against Summit. A tripping call. Not sure who it's against quite yet. It's against Lawrence. Daniel Lawrence in the box for tripping. 8:39 to go in the first. NBA got the first power play of the game. Up 1-0. Draws to the right of Seth Wagner. Won by the Big Red. Michael DeTillo at the left point. Passes over to the right wing side. Trace Graham moving down the wall. Backhands it back up top. DeTillo's there with his shot in the right point. And I don't know if that hit a body or if it actually hit Wagner because it went through quite a bit of traffic. Now DeTillo with a shot from out high. Stopped and held on to by Wagner. Draw will be to Wagner's left. Draw one by the Big Red, and a shot from Lee Guy. Gloved and held on to by Wagner. Guy went right to the slot and fired off a shot. Wagner made the save again. Draw one with the Big Red again. Lee Guy passes over to DeTillo. DeTillo near the left point, moving along the blue line, passes over further to the outside. Guy now back up top. DeTillo passing down the right wing. Pass back across to Guy. Couldn't keep a stick on it. It's out at center. That was Trace Graham with a pass that went wayward. DeTillo behind his own net. Sending it around to the near side. Here's Graham. Diagonal forward cross ice pass to James Lehrman. Lehrman now in the Summit zone on the left wing side. Lee Guy in the left wing corner. Backhanding it up to the left point. DeTillo. Pass across to the right wing side. Graham back up top. DeTillo. DeTillo shot blocked. Still came down the slide a bit. Under a minute left in the power play. Lee Guy passed across to Graham, bottom of the right circle, but he couldn't get his stick on it. Here's Graham again. Trace Graham passing over to the left wing side. Lee Guy fumbled the puck a bit. Decides to send it around the kick plate. And Zach Ellis is going to get to it. Can he clear? No, he cannot. It's still inside the zone. He tried to take it to the blue line and force it out. He could not. Now it's out at center. And now here's Ellis in the NBA zone. In front of backhander. Stopped into the chest of Becker. Wasn't a very hard shot. Under 30 seconds left in the power play for the Spartans. For the Big Red. Stretch pass to Aiden Garner on the far side at center. He's in the right wing corner of the NBA zone. Leaves it for Cody Lightfoot. Lightfoot in the left wing corner. Lost it to Trace Graham. Graham had it knocked off his stick as Garner jumped in. Puck stays inside the zone. Penalty time against Summit is up. They're back at even strength. Here's Graham. Passes to the far side to Tillo. Fires it up the wall. It's an icing. I thought it was on goal, but it zipped past the Summit net. 6:28 left in the first. 1-0 NBA. Draws to the left of Becker. One by Summit, a shot, score. Cody Lightfoot. Lightfoot from the left, or hash marks inside the right circle. Slides the puck into the bottom corner on the right-hand side of the net. It's 1-1 with 6:19 to go in the first. Puck out at center. Ethan Sides trying to nudge it towards the Summit zone. It's in the Summit zone, but immediately brought out by the Spartans. Aiden Garner sends it into the NBA zone. Graham Rudder couldn't keep a stick on the puck. Now he passes to Sides, who passes ahead to Matthew Moore out at correction. It's Andrew Fretch. Fretch with a shot from the left wing side of the Summit zone off the glove of Wagner and just dribbled past the net to the left-hand side. Puck behind the Summit net, picked up by Jonah Ferguson. Banks it off the near boards. Nathan Metzger tried to swat it out, could not. And the puck was just held into the blue line by Brandon Fremgen. A soft slap shot to the front of the net, intercepted and fired down for an icing by Eden Meyer. 5 minutes left in the first, 1-1. Draw to Wagner's right. One by Summit. They try and clear, and they do. It just goes out to center as Zach Rankin couldn't keep it on his stick. It's back inside the Summit zone. Elijah Selby trying to send it around the kick plate. Knocked down by Hunter Musser. Or slowed up by Hunter Musser, I should say. When I say knocked down, it sounds like I'm referring to a person hitting another person. Here's, wow, Zach Ellis turning on the Jets. Right to the front of the NBA net, and he scores. Zach Ellis from his own blue line, racing past NBA defenders right to the front of the net and backhands it into the roof to give Summit a 2-1 lead with 4:28 to go in the first. Wow, what a goal by Zach Ellis. Just powering through. And here's a shot from Matthew Moore inside the Summit zone that misses the net. Held in Michael DeTillo, shot from the right point, off the stick of Moore right in front and over the net. Here's Ellis, bringing the puck out of his zone to center. Into the NBA zone on the left wing side. Has to go around the back of the net because Michael DeTillo played some defense on him. Put the puck out in front, and it went off a stick. Right in front of the net was Gavin Smith. If the puck had come his way, he would have had a great shot from right in front. Instead, it's intercepted and carried to the other end of the rink and dumped in by Ethan Moore. Preston Hart out at center, backhanding it to the far side. Braden Owen trying to smack it ahead. It hits Abe Lasher in the side. Puck ends up back in the Summit zone. Zach Peterson trying to flick it up the wall. Braden Owen behind his own net. Pushes it past Lee Guy. Tries to send it up the far boards. Held in Abe Lasher. His shot misses the net. Puck out at center. And flipped well out of play by Preston Hart as he was trying to bring it into the NBA zone. 3:04 to go in the first, still 1-1. Draw's going to be on the dot right in front of the NBA bench. Won by the Spartans. It's inside the NBA zone in the left wing corner. Braden Owen put it in front, but it's knocked away by the stick of Abe Lasher. Now Owen again with a shot. Stopped by Becker. He doesn't know where it is. Now he's got the rebound covered. Draw is going to be to the right of Becker. It's won by NBA. Cleared out. Going up the far side. Could be an icing. And it is. Iced, I think, by Zach Rankin. Draws to the right of Becker. Draw one by Summit. Colin Breedlove backhands it down low to the left wing corner. Sean Scott tried to put it out in front for Aiden Myers. Smacked away by Zach Rankin. Puck now in the right wing corner. Meyer kicks it. Trying to dig it loose, and one of the referees just fell over. Puck out at center on the stick of Trace Graham. Graham brings it into the Summit zone. Spins around. Passes across to open space. Puck put out in front. There's a one-timer from Lee Guy that missed the net. Now Sean Scott at center, leading a 2-on-1 into the NBA zone. Little slap shot to the left way. Oh, it's in. A little slap shot. I think he kind of whiffed on. But Aiden Becker, I don't think, saw it until it was too late, and it slides into the bottom corner on the left-hand side of the net, and it's 3-1 Summit with 3-1 Summit with 3 minutes to go in the first. No, 2 minutes to go in the first. 2 minutes. So Sean Scott with a goal for the Spartans. Draw one by NBA. Puck sent into the Summit zone, immediately cleared out by the Spartans. And puck brought back into the NBA zone. Aiden Meyer in the left wing corner. Trying to backhand it down the left wing side. Andrew Fretch clears it out up the near side. It's back in the Summit zone. Cam White will track it down. White, almost fell over near his own net trying to skate with a puck. Daniel Lawrence backhands it out. Trickles through center back into the NBA zone. Picked up by Datillo. Passes over to the far side. Eli Stark backhanding it up the wall to Duke Dalba. Dalba turns. Passes ahead. Ethan Sides, who's had trouble with it trying to find it in his skates. Now here's Dalba left wing side of the Summit zone. But Ethan Sides almost turned the puck over right near his own blue line. Here's Datillo. Final minute of the first, by the way. Datillo shot in the right point. Takes deflection and blocked in front. And it's going to be carried out by Cam White. No correction, Cody Lightfoot. Lightfoot, left wing side of the NBA zone, shoots it over the net. Puck out at center. Sent back into the big red zone by Summit. Eli Stark, right wing corner, rips, trying to pass it around the wall. 30 seconds left of the period. Puck out in front, picked up and carried out by Andrew Fretch. Fretch, left wing side of the Summit zone, shoots it past the net. Matthew Moore behind the net. Puck out in front. Nobody in a white sweater could get to it. Graham Rudder put it out in front, and it was deflected past the net, I think, from right in front by Ethan Moore. And that's it for the first. Abe Lasher scored just 65 seconds into the game, but Summit have put 3 up on the board from Cody Lightfoot, Zach Ellis, and Sean Scott, and the Spartans lead NBA 3-1 after 1. Sorry about that, folks. Stepped away for a moment. Second period is underway. Puck inside the NBA zone. Zach Peterson trying to pass it in front off the stick of Cody Lightfoot, and the Big Red able to clear. Matthew Moore catches up to it in the Summit zone, puts it in front. And a shot from Ethan Moore went off the right leg pad of Seth Wagner. For this second period, Summit are moving the puck from my left to right, NBA from my right to left. Here's Zach Ellis through center. Into the NBA zone on the left wing side. In the left wing corner, pushed into the boards. Trying to pass it out high, intercepted and carried out by James Lehrman. Lehrman squeezed up against the far side boards by Aiden Garner. James Gilmartin got the puck back into the NBA zone. Here's Zach Ellis trying to put it out in front. Intercepted. Clearing attempt by Eli Stark, held in. Shot from Daniel Lawrence, turned away by Eden Becker. Again, Becker playing in goal tonight. Hunter Wieck has the night off. Puck back in the Summit zone. Lee Guy had it hopping over his stick. He gets it back. Trying to backhand it out in front. Elijah Selby keeping it away from Trace Graham, but Graham swipes it from him. Trying to put it out in front. It's cleared out of the crease. And cleared out of the zone by Daniel Lawrence. And looked like, I thought it was not going to be an offside for a moment, but then it just glanced off the outside of the left-hand post of the NBA net and went over the line. 11:55 left in the second, 3-1 Summit leading. Draw be to the left of Wagner. Pope leading Ravenwood 6-2 over on Rink B. So Ravenwood are going to be in a 4-game losing streak, it looks like. Draw one by NBA. Trace Graham puts it in front. Oh, what a save by Wagner and Lee Guy. Lee Guy on the left-hand side of the net, wide open, but he shot it across into Wagner, who managed to keep it out. Draw was to Wagner's right. Won by Summit. Aiden Meyer out at center into the NBA zone. Puck knocked off his stick from behind. Now it's back in the Summit zone. Colin Breedlove gets to it. Knocked down behind the net by Trace Graham. Hopefully Steve Henry will text me a final from Father Ryan Mount Juliet. If it was 1-1, if that score held up, Father Ryan are officially out of GNASH Cup contention. Daniel Lawrence, bottom of the right circle, trying to drop it up to the high slot inside the NBA zone. Held in by Aiden Meyer, backhanded down low. And NBA end up getting the puck back into the Summit zone. It's Colin Breedlove. Knocked down behind the Summit net, right back in his skates. Sending it around the wall to the far side. Ethan Sides falls over trying to keep it in. And Preston Hart will bring it out. Puck back in the Summit zone on the stick of Cam White. White passing it ahead to Aiden Garner. Garner tried to go over to Preston Hart at center. It was deflected away. Duke Dalba brings it into the Summit zone on the left wing side. Try to pass to the slot. That's intercepted by Braden Owen and cleared out by Hart. Banked off the near boards by Rankin, or Graham Rudder, excuse me. Now it's back in the Summit zone on the far side. Held in by Ethan Moore, sent towards the front of the net, but deflected into the right wing corner by the stick of Jonah Ferguson. Puck put out in front. Preston Hart knocked it away, and Cam White's going to carry it out. A 3-on-2 developing for Summit. White into the NBA zone on the right wing side, left wing side. Shot goes past the net. Puck held in. Braden Owen tried to send it to the front of the net, went off a couple of sticks and out. White with it, passes over to Jonah Ferguson. Now to White. This is inside the Summit zone. Ferguson carries to center. Into the NBA zone on the right wing side. Knocked off his stick. NBA send the puck back into the Summit zone. Zach Ellis, who has one of the 3 Summit goals there, to pick it up, and got a little too relaxed because Ethan Moore poked the puck away from him. Now Lee Guy behind the net. Guy backhands it out in front of the crease, and it's knocked away by Hudson Halters. He tried to do a backhanded wraparound, but it ended up sliding to the top of the crease on him. Summit cleared the puck out. Eli Stark will bring it back in. Stark, and it knocked away by Zach Peterson. Puck sent around the boards and out by Zach Ellis. Gavin Smith had to go past him on its way out. And it is an icing. 3-1 Summit with 8:02 left in the second. Draws to the right of Wagner. Mount Juliet beat Father Ryan 3-2. Trace Graham put it out in front. A soft shot stopped by Wagner. James Lehrman couldn't get his stick on the rebound from right in front. And the puck just went over the blue line and was sent back in by an NBA player, so everybody has to exit the zone. Here's Aiden Garner bringing the puck back into the NBA end. Clears it out and passed ahead. Trace Graham on a bit of a breakaway in the Summit zone. A shot past the net from the right wing side. Here's Graham again. And the puck taken away. Zach Ellis out to center. Ellis back in the NBA zone off to James Gilmartin. His shot stopped by Becker with a right leg pad at the left-hand post. Puck now back in the Summit zone. Gilmartin trying to slap it out. He does. Here's Aiden Garner backhanding the puck back into the NBA zone from his own end. And cleared out by Zach Rankin. Zach Ellis intercepts. Sends it back into the NBA zone. Now with it at center is Hunter Musser. Musser back in the Summit zone with a shot that's gloved and held onto by a standing Seth Wagner. 6:39 to go in the second, 3-1 Summit. So Mount Juliet beat Father Ryan 3-2, and that means Father Ryan are officially out of GNASH Cup contention. So it's down to Franklin, MBA, and Pope in the race for the regular season championship. Draw is going to be to the left of Wagner. That is if Pope hold on to that 6-2 lead over on Rink B. I think they will. Pope will still be in it, but just barely. Draw one by MBA, shot from the right point, would have gone over the net, but it's gloved and held onto by Wagner. That was Michael DeTillo taking the shot from out high. Draw one by NBA. Michael DeTillo shot from the right point, just went through the right-hand side of the crease and past the right-hand side of the net. Here's Matthew Moore behind the net. Puck knocked away out on the near boards. And Edwin Bass passed it out to the high slot, but right to Daniel Lawrence, who was able to bring it out. Here's Sean Scott back into the NBA zone on the right wing side. Taken down by Eli Stark, who's going to go to the box for it. Stark kind of pulled him down in that right wing corner. No, they're putting Scott in the box for tripping. Oh, okay. No, it's going to be coincidentals. It's going to be coincidental. Scott and Stark are both going off. So coincidentals. I know they got Scott for tripping. I'm not sure what they got Stark for. 6:08 left in the second, 3-1. Stays 5-on-5. Draws to Aiden Becker. No, Aiden Becker is done. Mac McCrary is now in the crease for NBA. So Becker played, let's see, 14 plus 7, 21 minutes and 52 seconds. Yeah, 21 minutes and 52 seconds. They say Summit have 9. I think that's actually 7. I think it's 7 shots on goal. So he allowed 3 goals on 7 shots. Daniel Lawrence from center dumps the puck back into the NBA zone, picked up by Michael DeTillo. Now at center with it, Abe Lasher. Slaps it into the Summit end. Cam White behind his own net, takes a hit from Ethan Zides, who fell over, hitting him up against the boards. Duke Dalba trying to carry the puck out to the slot, but he lost it. Michael DeTillo backed up too far to have a soft exchange. Now here's Aiden Myers sending the puck across the front of the NBA net from the left wing side of the Big Red zone. And now the puck is iced by the Big Red. 5:08 to go in the second. 3-1 NBA. 3-1 Summit. 3-1 Summit. This is NBA's final game before the holiday break. They'll have 3 left once we come back in the new year. Draws to the left of McCrary. And it was won by NBA, and pass out to center went off an NBA stick. I think the stick of Matthew Moore, and came all the way down to the Summit net where Seth Wagner stopped and covered to get the whistle. Draw be to his left. Top line out there for the Big Red of Guy, Matthew Moore, and Graham. Graham with a shot off the draw, off a stick and into the netting above the glass. Draw will be to the left of Wagner again. Draw one by the Big Red, and shot fired past the net by Lee Guy. Puck out at the left point, and Spartans can't get it out just yet. Now it's cleared out. Lee Guy's going to send it right back in, but to Zach Peterson, who passes over to Zach Ellis. Now back to Peterson. Peterson lost it. Taken away. Trace Graham trying to go to the front of the net, but Peterson catches him from behind and managed to jab the puck away. It was a 2-on-0 with Graham and Guy going to the front of the net. As Peterson got a little too careless trying to carry the puck out, and he left it behind him. It turned into a great goal-scoring opportunity as Graham Rudder ends up icing the puck. Trace Graham took the puck away from Peterson, but Peterson caught up to him and swiped the puck away. I don't know why Graham didn't shoot immediately. 4:13 left in the second. 3-1 Summit draws to the left of Matt McCrary. Draw was won by MBA, and the puck was held in at the left point by Zach Ellis, and he tried a shot, and it hit Hunter Musser. Musser was able to clear the puck out. Puck back inside the Summit zone, but carried out by Ellis. Ellis into the MBA zone. Got around defenders, but he lost the puck. Tries to put it out in front, and it hops away. Well, I think that was Hudson Halters. Now here's Hunter Musser inside the Summit zone. Drops it back to him at Castile. Yes, that was Halter who fell over in front of the NBA net. Shot from the right half wall, and Emmett Castile turned away by Seth Wagner. Here's Hudson Aldridge back into the NBA zone. A shot. I don't think that hit McCrary. Here's Hudson Aldridge shooting with a slot. Oh, and it came right in front to Gavin Smith, who whiffed on it. Puck out at center, Elijah Selby backhanding it across to Ellis. Ellis starts skating with it. Oh, but offside. Gavin Smith wasn't paying attention. Still inside the zone, and suddenly he saw Ellis coming towards the blue line and realized he wasn't going to be able to get out in time. 2:59 to go in the second, still 3-1 Summit. Spartans win the draw. Here's Cody Lightfoot. Now James Gilmartin back in the NBA zone. Soft little slap shot stopped by McCrary. Rebound cleared away. It's the first shot on goal that McCrary has seen. Puck cleared on ice by NBA. It's an icing. Draws to McCrary's left. Draw one by the Spartans. Shot from Elijah Selby at the left point was blocked. Now Cody Lightfoot turns it over, and it's fired to the other end of the rink by James Lehrman. Andrew Fretch in the right wing corner tries to put it out in front. Duke Dalba behind the Summit net. Pushed off the puck for a moment, and Aiden Gardner passes ahead. Colin Breedlove clears it. Actually passed ahead, trying to get it ahead to trying to get it to James Gilmartin, and went off the skates of Fretch, came to Breedlove, and that's what allowed him to clear. Here's Lee Guy inside the Summit zone on the right wing side. Passes over Duke Dalba. Dalba shot stopped by Seth Wagner from in tight. Got right to the front of the net, and Wagner said no. Puck out at center. Now Guy back in the Summit zone, and the slaughter shot off the left leg pad of Wagner. Guy getting pushed into the boards by Aiden Garner. Puck sent around the wall to the near side. Eli Stark backhanding it to the front of the net. It went off a stick. Trace Graham trying to get it to Guy, and then it slides away from Stark. Here's James Gilmartin passing it to Daniel Lawrence. Lawrence into the NBA zone on the left wing side. Drops it back to Aiden Gardner. Elijah Selby sends it down the wall to the left wing corner in Lawrence. Now back to Selby. Tried to pass across to Cam White. Was slowed up by one of his own teammates. Stick a shot. Stopped by McCrary. And then hitting the post to the left of McCrary was Gilmartin on the rebound. Final minute of the second. Puck behind the NBA net. Passed out to the left point, Selby. Pass back down low. Garner. Michael Datillo trying to clear. It's held in. Selby moving to the high slot. A shot stopped by McCrary. Puck carried to center by Trace Graham. He'll bring it into the Summit zone on the left wing side. Has to go around the back of the net. Comes out to the right wing. Tries to pass it off to Matthew Moore. That was broken up by Daniel Lawrence. It's out at center under 30 seconds left of the period. Elijah Selby out at center. Now Lee Guy ahead to Matthew Moore, but Moore couldn't keep it in his stick. It is back in the Summit zone, controlled by Cam White. White falls over, but still manages to pass it ahead to Aiden Meyer. Now Sean Scott at center. Scott back into the NBA zone. Scott a shot. Stopped and held on to by McCrary with 3.1 seconds to go in the second. 3-1 Summit leading. Draws to NBA's right. One by Summit, and a shot from Sean Scott just missed the net to the left of Mac McCrary, and that is it for the second. It was 3-1 Summit Page over NBA coming into the second. It's the same score exiting the second period. 3-1 Summit. Third period underway. Here's Aiden Meyer, left wing side of the NBA zone, trying to find space. Puck got away from him just a bit. Gathers it back in, passes out to the blue line. Now Daniel Lawrence, left point. Over to Zach Ellis, pushing it out towards the blue line, but it's cleared out by Edwin Bass. Puck dumped back into the NBA zone. Sean Scott got onside right before it came in. A Blasher behind the net. Here's a Blasher at center. Oh, almost fell over trying to get to the Summit blue line. Now Ethan Moore will bring the puck into the Summit zone. Tapped away, and off goes Zach Ellis. Ellis, right wing side of the NBA zone. Slap shot, score! Ellis from right up against the boards with a slap shot into the top corner on the right-hand side of the net, and it's 4-1 Summit. Ellis' second goal of the game, 12:42 to go in the game. Pope Prep MLK GCA beat Ravenwood 7-2. So the Raptors are on a 4-game losing streak, and Pope are still alive in the GNASH Cup race, but just barely. Puck out at center. Here's Michael Detillo inside his own zone, deep inside his own zone. Goes around the back of his own net. Trying to get away from Braden Owen. Fires it up the far boards, intercepted by Cam White. Puck now back in the NBA zone, but cleared out by the Big Red. Cam White keeping the puck away from Lee Guy at center and sending it back into the NBA zone. Trying to clear it out was Eli Stark. It hit the skates of Braden Owen. Preston Hart sends it back down deep. Oh, and then Hart takes a big hit from Michael Detillo. I don't think I've ever seen Detillo hit someone like that. That was a pretty good hit. Here's Detillo. Passing it up the far side boards. It came back to him. Now Trace Graham with it, trying to pass it over to Matthew Moore, who was just in front of the Summit blue line when the puck came in, hit the back of his skates offside. 11:34 to go, 4-1, Summit leading. They've got the Christmas lights wrapped around the glass here on inside Rink A. Puck back deep in the Summit zone. Here's Colin Breedlove. Passing around the wall, but it's taken away. Duke Dalba wanted to put it out in front. Here's Andrew Fretch, a shot in the slot, stopped by Seth Wagner. Puck held into the right point. Shot from Brandon Fremgen, deflected, and Duke Dalba got the rebound at the left-hand side of the net, but lost it. Puck comes back up to Fremgen. Slap shot would have missed the net. It's blocked and carried out to center by Aiden Garner. Now Garner left wing side of the NBA zone. Garner below the goal line. Around the back of the net. Out to the right wing side. Out of the blue line. Backhands it in open space on the left wing side. Elijah Selby, a shot. Blocked away by Mac McCrary. Again, Hunter Wieck got the night off. Aiden Becker played the first 21 minutes, 52 seconds of the game. Here's Duke Dalba back inside the Summit zone. Lost the puck. Andrew Freck in front with a backhander. Stopped and covered up by Wagner. 10:29 to go. Still 4-1 Summit. Yeah, Hunter Wieck given the night off. Aiden Becker started the game, played the first 21 minutes, 52 seconds. And he was swapped out for McCrary with 6:08 left in the second. Draws to the left of Wagner, won by NBA. Shot across the front of the net by Lee Guy. Oh, the puck out in front of the Summit net all of a sudden as one of the Summit players lost it, but Lee Guy unable to get to it and jam it in as the Spartans clear the puck out of the zone for an icing. But one of their players almost turned it over right in front of his own net. Actually, yeah, he did turn it over right in front of his own net, but Lee Guy was unable to score. Draw is going to be to the right of Wagner. Draw one by Summit. Given away to NBA and a shot from Abe Lasher, who had the first goal of the game. The only goal for NBA was turned away by Wagner. Here's Matthew Moore backhanding the puck out in front. Actually, it's on goal. Had to be turned away by Wagner. I don't know why he was trying to get. I don't know why he didn't try and get it over to Trace Graham, as Summit are offside coming into the NBA zone. Aiden Garner a little too far ahead of Zach Ellis. Triggered the whistle. 9:37 to go in the game. Still 4-1 Summit. Draw on the dot in front of the bleachers across from the NBA bench. Puck was sent into the Summit zone. Spartans immediately get it back into the NBA end. Aiden Meyer passing out up high. Zach Ellis, fumbled it a bit and ended up sending it out of the zone. Now here's James Lehrman into the Summit end. Puck knocked away from him. It slides back into the NBA zone. Here's Eli Stark sending it the other way. Now it's back in the Summit zone. Emmett Castile trying to go to the slot. Puck knocked away from him. Cleared out. It was an NBA player who ended up clearing it out of his own zone, so icing waved off. Out of the Summit zone. Out of the Summit zone. So icing was waved off. But here come NBA again. Michael Datillo, left wing side of the Summit zone. Soft little shot, missed the net to the right of Wagner. Puck out in front for Hunter Musser. But it hopped away from him. Now it's cleared out by the Spartans. Brendan Fremgen at center. Trying to get it over to Eli Stark. That was broken up emphatically by Sean Scott. Puck back in the Summit zone. Cam White keeping it away from Ethan Moore. White will carry to center. Flicked off his stick from behind by Lee Guy, but Guy has it poked away by Jonah Ferguson. Aiden Meyer dumps it back into the NBA zone. Puck comes around the wall to the far side. Scott holds it in. Shot from the right point, deflected off his stick past the net. Sean Scott puts it out in front, and Aiden Meyer scores. Sean Scott backhands it out in front, and Aiden Meyer, not a very hard shot, but it floats over the left leg of Mac McCrary into the back of the net, and it is 5-1 Summit with 7:47 to go. NBA win the draw, bring it into the Summit zone, but it's taken away and brought into the NBA end by Summit. Sean Scott with a little backhander that would have gone well over the net, but Mac McCrary reaches up and snatches it just to be safe. Draw to the left of McCrary, won by Summit, but Elijah Selby's it's Colin Breedlove's cross-ice pass that exited the zone. Puck out in front of the Summit net, and a shot from Crosby Bond missed. Big battle for the puck just next to the right wing corner inside the Summit zone. Bond falls over. Held in right point. Graham Rutter's shot knocked away by Seth Wagner. Now here comes Preston Hart, left wing side of the NBA zone. A shot stopped by McCrary. He didn't know where the rebound was for a moment, and then he covers up. 6:32 to go, 5-1 Summit. Draws to McCrary's right. Draw one by NBA. They tried to clear it out, held into the right point. And Duke Dalba chops it out. Zach Peterson who held it in. Now the puck sent back into the Spartans zone. It'll be tracked down by Zach Ellis. His icing was waved off. Ellis, round one defender, zipping through center into the NBA zone. In the right circle, shot, score. He's got a hat trick. Zach Ellis from the right face-off dot fires it into the right-hand side of the net. He's got a hat trick, and it's 6-1 Summit with 6:04 to go. Zach Peterson brings the puck into the NBA zone, backhands it into the left wing corner. Now the puck back in the Summit zone. Here's Duke Dalba going around the back of the net out to the right wing side. Passes out to the right point. Michael DeTillo shot stopped by Wagner. He gave up that one goal 55 seconds into the game, and now he makes another save on Duke Dalba. He's been a machine ever since. Puck came right out in front to Dalba, who was all alone, got off a shot, and Wagner stopped and covered. 5:14 to go, 6-1, Summit. Draws to the left of Wagner. Zach Rankin carried the puck into the Summit or into his own zone. Puck put out in front after it was taken away from Rankin by Aiden Garner. Almost went in off the stick, I think, of Crosby or Hunter Musser. Now it's back in the Summit zone. No icing against the Big Red. Puck will be brought out to center. Here's Aiden Garner, right wing side of the NBA zone. Past the defender, and he shoots it past the net to the right of McCrary. It was Zach Rankin he got around. Cody Lightfoot puts it all on in front. Oh, and Garner deflected it past the net, redirected it past the net. He was unable to get it cleanly on his stick to shoot. Puck back in the Summit zone, going to be brought out by Cam White. White brings it into the station camp end. White out high, and it poked away. Here's Hunter Musser. Musser, right wing side of the Summit zone. Shot blocked by the back checking. Puck out on the far boards. Here's James Gilmartin as Ferguson got pulled down along the boards. And there's going to be a penalty against Hunter Musser for that, for bringing him down. Hooking. So Summit get their first power play of the game, up 6-1 with 3:50 to go. Draw is going to be to the right of Matt McCrary. Draw one by Summit, and a shot from Daniel Lawrence misses well to the left of McCrary. Ooh, now the puck hops right out in front, and Sean Scott couldn't get a stick on it in the crease. Here's Aiden Meyer. Meyer, who has a goal in this one. Lost the puck, cleared out by James Lehrman. Cam White. Here's Aiden Meyer now, left wing side of the NBA zone. Drops it back. Daniel Lawrence with a one-timer score. Lawrence with a one-timer from above the left face-off circle into the top left-hand corner of the net. And it is 7-1 Summit with 3:12 to go. They convert the power play. The Spartans are going to get a big win here. Ethan Moore, left wing side of the Summit zone, shot right into the glove of Seth Wagner. So NBA are going to lose for the first time this season. Draw is going to be to the right of Wagner. Boy, puck comes up to Graham Rudder. His shot blocked. I tell you what, it's a good thing they tied Franklin on Wednesday night, because if they lost that game, and then they ended up losing this game tonight like they're going to. Franklin would have had a chance to win the GNASH Cup on Wednesday by beating Ensworth. That can't happen now, but Franklin, if they beat Ensworth on Wednesday night, can get their hands closer. Here's Hudson Halters in the NBA zone. Halters passes the puck off. Braden Owen in the slot. A shot stopped by McCrary. Rebound hit Halters, and McCrary covers up. 2:01 to go. 7-1 Summit. Hunter Musser out at center with the puck. Brings it into the Summit zone. A shot from the right wing side, gloved and held onto by Wagner. Draw to the left of Wagner. Won by NBA. Zach Rankin shooting on the left point, misses the net. And a shot from Duke Dowell was blocked. Puck went all the way back to center. Here's Brandon Fremgen trying to pass it up the near side to Emmett Castile, and it misses him and goes for an icing. 71 seconds to go. 7-1 Summit. So NBA, their second half record will go to no wins, 1 loss, 3 ties. And in the race for the regular season championship, the GNASH Cup, their record will be 6 wins, 1 loss, 4 ties. James Lehrman, right wing side of the Summit zone. Soft little shot, stopped by Wagner. Final minute of the game. And NBA end up icing the puck again with 44.5 seconds to go. NBA, as the linesman falls over, one of the linesmen falls over, skating backwards. He's all right, though. The other linesman is ex-Hendersonville player Cam Angus, who I believe graduated in 2014 or 15. Been a while since he was a GNASher. Been almost a decade. Draw was to the right of Matt McCrary, won and cleared out by NBA. But Preston Hart's going to bring it back in on the right wing side. Turns it over. Under 30 seconds left. Put the puck in front for Nathan Metzger. Soft little shot, stopped and covered up by McCrary. 25.7 seconds to go now. So NBA, as far as the regular season championship race goes, they have 16 points. The loss tonight, they only have 3 games left, which means they could finish with 22. Franklin have 18 with 4 left. They could finish with 26. Here is Ethan Sides into the Summit zone, pushing it past the net to the right of Seth Wagner. Now here is Emmett Castile having it stolen away and cleared out and up. They're going to call high sticking against somebody from Summit. And it's going to be Preston Hart. So NBA on the power play, 5.9 seconds left, down 7-1. Draw to the left of Wagner. Big battle for the puck in the right wing corner. Time runs out. NBA give Hunter Wieck the night off, and they take a beating. Summit wins 7-1 as NBA lose for the first time this season. Sorry, folks, I'm just all right, so the only NBA goal came from Abe Lasher. It was the first goal of the game 65 seconds in, and then things went straight to Crud Town for the Big Red. Zach Ellis had a hat trick. The other goals came from Aiden Meyer, Sean Scott, Cody Lightfoot, geez. Hold on, let me go. Wait a minute. Did I say Meyer? Let's see. Ellis, Scott, Meyer, Lightfoot. Let me go check the score sheet. Was Daniel Lawrence who had the other goal for Summit? That's who I was trying to think of. So player of the game is Zach Ellis with his hat trick. We have an update from Bellevue after one. Hendersonville beats Gallatin, leading the Outlaws 3-2. Brentwood and Station Camp should be well underway by now over on Rink B. Let me just keep going here. All right, so I've got all the scores typed out, all the final ones anyway. So again, Zach Ellis is our player of the game tonight because he had a hat trick. So here are our final scores so far this evening. USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture beating Independence Ravenwood 2-7-1. Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill beating Father Ryan 3-2. That eliminates Father Ryan from GNASH Cup contention. Pope Prep MLK GCA beat Ravenwood 7-2. Ravenwood have to play Summit on Wednesday night, though Summit will probably beat them as well. And Summit Page beating NBA 7-1 again. Hunter Wieck scratched, given the night off. And after one over in Bellevue, Hendersonville beats Gallatin, leading the Outlaws 3-2. And Brentwood and Station Camp Liberty Creek are well underway by now over on Rink B. All right, so here are the standings with 4 of tonight's games in the books. The updated Tier 1 second half standings, Franklin leading at 2-0-1, 2 wins and a tie. Summit Page now at 2-1. Father Ryan now at 2-2. Correction, Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill are now at 2-1-1. 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. So they go above Ryan. Actually, they have as many points as Franklin. They have 5. But Franklin have a better goal difference, a much better goal difference. +10 to now +1 for Mount Juliet. They haven't played each other yet in the second half. Summit are 2-1. Ryan are 2-2. Innsworth and Owensville Lipscomb 1-1-1. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 tie. MBA 1 loss, 3 ties. Pope Prep MLK GCA now at 2-1. I forgot about them, so they go above Innsworth and MBA. They join that group with 2 wins, and Ravenwood are 0-4. Tier 2, Rutherford leading at 3-0. Centennial at 3-1. The Outlaws 2-1. USN now 2-3 after the win tonight. Brentwood and Hendersonville both 1-1. Station Camp 1-2, and Indy at 0-4. And here are the GNASH Cup standings with tonight's 3 Tier 1 games in the books. Franklin leading at 8-2. MBA now 6-1-4. If Franklin win on Wednesday night against Innsworth, they'll just need to win one more game next month, and the GNASH Cup is theirs. Pope Prep MLK GCA 5-5. They're still in it, but barely. If Franklin beat Innsworth on Wednesday night, Pope are out. Father Ryan are out now. They are now 5-6. Mount Juliet, Wilson Central Green Hill, they're now 4-5-2, but they've been out for a week. Ravenwood now 3-8. They got knocked out last week by Franklin. And, of course, Brentwood and Rutherford, well, they got dropped to Tier 2 mid-season. They can't win it. And Innsworth and Summit started this season in Tier 2 and got moved up. They cannot win it either. So here's the schedule for Wednesday night. Final 5 games of GNASH hockey in the calendar year of 2023. All get started at 7:10 here on Rink A at Centennial. Rutherford taking on USN. 7:30 on the North Rink in Antioch. Summit Page taking on Ravenwood. 8:30 over on Rink B. Hendersonville against Brentwood. The game we'll have for you on Wednesday night, 8:40 Franklin against Innsworth. 8:35 pregame, 8:40 faceoff. And 9:15 on the North Rink in Antioch. Station Camp taking on Indy. That's probably going to be the last 9:15 game in Antioch this season. There are a lot of complaints about the fact that the game is finishing up very late. Of course, it's quite a long drive home from Antioch if you live to the west of I-60, near I-65 if you're a Williamson County kid. That's a long drive, and also if you're a kid from Sumner or if you're an Outlaws player who lives in Montgomery County, that is a really long drive from Antioch. So the 9:15 game in Antioch is probably being dropped after this week unless GNASH says, look, we only need that time slot for 3 more weeks because of how the tournaments are formatted. There's no way we could have 5 games on a Wednesday night. The only way we could have 5 games on a Wednesday night is if someone lost a first-round game and then we made them immediately go back out and play the elimination game, which would be grossly unfair and would attract a lot of complaints. But, yeah, probably losing the 9:15 game in Antioch after this week. But, again, we'll be on the air, 8:35 for an 8:40 face-off, Franklin and Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb. Huge game for Franklin as far as the GNASH Cup race is concerned. The loss tonight by MBA puts them a little bit closer. If they can beat Ensworth on Wednesday out for that trophy, it'll be a little bit closer to their fingertips. But I'm sure Todd Gross knows he'll be beaten into their heads. We got to beat Ensworth first. We got to win. We got to win all the games in front of us before we win that thing. So again, our final score tonight: Summit Page 7, Montgomery Bell 1. Yes, you heard that right. Hunter Wieck got the night off, and poor NBA. Well, they pay the price, and they lose for the first time this season. You know what? This happened a year ago yesterday. They played Mount Juliet Green Hill Lebanon out in Bellevue. And they gave Aiden Becker the start. Hunter Wieck didn't play, and Mount Juliet won that game 5-2. And that's really the game that cost MBA the GNASH Cup. Now, MBA had a few faulty results in the second half last year. Tie with Rutherford, tie with Franklin, the tie with Ravenwood. But if they'd played Wieck and won that game, I think they would have beaten Ravenwood for the GNASH Cup by a point. That was the game that really cost them the GNASH Cup. But then they got eliminated in the second week of the postseason, and wouldn't have been great for GNASH for their regular season champ to go out at the halfway point of the tournament. Anyway, time for me to quit talking and let you all go for the night. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening. Again, our final score tonight: Summit Page 7, Montgomery Bell 1. Talk to you Wednesday at 8:35 for Franklin taking on Ensworth. Good night, everybody from Centennial.